Welcome to the Rockstar Principles Podcast, coming straight to you from Rock and Roll USA, covering the latest and greatest in educational leadership trends, news, and awesomeness for principals all over the world. Now, here are your hosts, the boss, John Ross, and the Doctor of Proctors, Nick Indeglio.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Rockstar Principles Podcast. This is Nick, and I am alone. There's no John today, which is fine. John's on vacation. He's heading to the Outer Banks for some much-needed R&R. I'm here today with one of my best friends in the whole world, in one of my favorite places in the whole world. First, we're down at Angelo's Pizza in King of Prussia, run by the always magnificent Tony Capone. You can find Tony and Angelo's on Facebook. Just look for Angelo's Pizza in King of Prussia. Give them a like, head on down to the shop and visit. This is basically where Drew and I grew up, and that brings you to my guest today, who is Drew Holloway. Famous for many things, but in particular, most recently, he is the heart and soul. Can I say that since Jack and the rest of the band's not here?
Definitely.
All right, good. The heart and soul of one of the most popular kid bands in the United States. I know there's lingo for that. What's the term for kid bands?
Kindie.
Kindie, one of the top Kindie bands in the United States. Recess Monkey.
Correct.
You can download all of Recess Monkey's fantastic music on the iTunes Store. They have their own website, which is
recessmonkey.com.
I should have just said that and assumed it was right. Who would have known? So anyway, basically, since Drew and I haven't been together for a while, after high school, we went to different schools. Drew wound up getting married and moving to Seattle, home of Recess Monkey. That's where they're based out of. And they're on their East Coast tour right now, which is super exciting. Tomorrow night, they're playing Longwood Gardens. And we're going to talk more about that. We'll let Drew plug his own band. But anyway, again, you hear him on on-demand radio, Sirius XM, you name it, you can hear him anywhere. And we're fortunate enough to have him on the show here today, along with Tony. Tony's here.
Hello.
Again, come on down to Angelo's. You always find an eclectic crew here at awesome pizza as well. So, Drew, just give us an update. Tell us what's Recess Monkey up to, and for those who don't know, what is Recess Monkey all about?
Okay, well, Recess Monkey is here on the East Coast from our home in Seattle to play a few shows. We were just in Maryland playing the Strathmore Theater, and we're up here to play at Longwood Gardens and at the Art Museum in Philadelphia, as well as get together with some other musicians in the genre who are all taking part at a conference at World Cafe Live run by XPN in Philly called KindieCom.
So KindieCon, like a KindieCom.
KindieCom, yes.
Right. I was thinking like Comic-Con, where everyone dresses up like the...
Right. Yeah,
similar?
It is similar. There won't be as many like Yu-Gi-Oh characters, but there'll still be some people in costumes, I imagine.
Most like little kids who dress up like Spider-Man still.
Yeah.
Or me dressing up like some character, which is possible.
Superman, maybe.
Perhaps we still have some costumes somewhere laying around, I'm sure. Now, the obviously some of our listeners who are primarily teachers and principals are saying, hey, super cool, the world of kids music, because we've all been exposed to it at some level, but why is this a podcast topic? And I think this is the coolest part about Recess Monkey, is that you're teachers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us about a little bit, how did the band form, and how did this become a creative outlet for what you're doing?
Well, we all, the original three members, myself, Jack Foreman, and Darren Henry, we all met as teachers at the same school in Seattle. And really we started out not making music for kids, but for ourselves and adults, playing real low aspirational indie rock in Jack's basement. But convincing our friends to come out and see us play really late on a Tuesday, and then us having to load out gear at 2 a.m. and go back to classrooms, that got old really, really quick. In addition, we just, didn't feel like we were sharing our musicality with the kids that we taught every day, which is something I think we all wanted to do more of. So we just started, writing songs from that perspective, and our schools and families were super supportive of it, and from there it's grown rather organically over the years. We now have a new drummer, Coram Bischoff, who isn't a teacher in the classroom, but he teaches drum lessons, and is adding a lot of neat creativity after a number of years that this band has kind of been going on, actually about 9. So
it's been 9 years that you've been together.
Just about, yeah.
And is it how many albums now?
We just released our 11th album. It's called Wired.
And is primarily the music over the next couple of shows featured from that album, or is it a combination of everything?
Yeah, it's our live shows are more greatest hits, from our perspective, greatest hits. And most of what we feature is pretty recent. We put out an album every year, so it's hard in a set of live music to feature all of them and keep them current. But there are some favorites from a few years back, as well as a lot of new songs too.
So when you guys you say about one a year. So how does the creative process work for that? When are you guys writing the music? When are you recording? Because you're teachers as well, and the life of a teacher operates from September to June. That's like the calendar year. Right. So how do you work in the album making process?
Yeah, I think it's a lot like the experience we have as teachers, and kind of having that yearly cycle. We figured out a couple of years into it that we really should be releasing a new CD in the summertime, because that's when we have time to get out and play and tour, which meant that we were then using the fall and winter to kind of write and record new material, because it takes the spring to kind of finalize that and think about design of any sort of press shots or website and album covers and things like that. That all comes, and then if you want people to hear your CD and write about it before you release it, they need a few months lead time to listen to it, to have publications. So if you want to time that with a release in June, they need to have the CD in April, sometimes even earlier than that. So in Seattle, it gets kind of dark and stormy in the fall, and most of the spring too, but
and some of the summer.
So we use our breaks as teachers to get a lot of writing done, and then winter break is usually when we actually physically record most of a CD.
All right, so then the winter break is used for the actual recording portion. So it's like a year-round process then, basically. You're touring in the summer, you're writing in the fall, you're recording early winter, and then all of the publicity and press that goes with it, editing. And are you still doing, Drew, in addition to the musicality, being an elementary school teacher, was an art major as well at James Madison. I mean, you've done a lot of the cover design, cover work, for the albums as well, right?
Yeah, and we... Coram, Jack, and I all have art backgrounds, and I do more of the writing side than the art side, and Jack and Coram. Jack does most of the heavy lifting there, but okay. Coram does his fair share of graphic stuff too. But yeah, a lot of the visual stuff that you see, be it our press stuff or even a lot of our videos, and we've got a ton online. A lot of that kind of conceptually and artistically is conceived of and executed a lot by Jack. So, yeah.
The whole process is amazing to me. Just looking up some of your most recent reviews and things like that. And of course, we grew up together, so it's hard. It's not hard. It's weird, like looking at a news article saying Recess Monkey, one of the top 3, bands, in the country of putting out this type of music. It's one of those surreal type experiences. So did you think starting it, changing from playing your own type of music and switching to this genre, was the intent to become Kiddie famous? Was the intent to make a living out of it, just to have fun? How has it evolved from the beginning till now? We'll get Drew's answer in just 1 second, but before that, let's listen to a new tune from Recess Monkey's album, Wired. This one is called Brick by Brick.
Let it rain all day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Brick by brick, by brick, brick by brick, by brick, by brick, by brick, brick by brick. Lord, let it rain all day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Brick by brick, by brick, brick by brick, by brick, by brick, by. Let the building start, and we'll create some Lego art. If I can find the part I've been looking for, it's hidden somewhere on the floor or in this drawer. I might spend the day creating my own constructions. My brother likes the kits where you can follow all the instructions. Brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick. Don't walk in bare feet 'cause the blocks are littered around. Find a piece of green ground, sit down and build up a town. We made a castle once that reached up above our big bookshelf. The giant spaceship there, I designed it all by myself. Brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by. And now I'm searching and I'm looking and I need to find that one figurine. Yeah, is anybody? I mean somebody is a got to scene. Yeah. I'm searching and I'm looking and I need to find that one figurine. Yeah, is anybody, anyone? I mean somebody's got to be seen. Yeah, let it rain all day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick. Oh, let it rain all day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, brick by brick by brick by brick by.
Yeah, it's been really organic. So the intent never was any great stardom or monetary reward. We were just excited to try it. We heard a little bit of what was happening in kids music, and it got us really excited to try it and share it with our really our communities first and foremost, and really it took a number of years before the current trajectory came about. Yeah.
So similar to, I would if I were comparing it, it would be to the world of professional wrestling, where you have to pay your dues, get noticed, and then eventually you start getting the attention you need to start being able to put your product out there to a degree.
Oh, sure, yeah. We still play a ton of shows a year, but averaging somewhere between 75 to 100 shows. When young bands or people new to the industry or profession saying, what's your secret? You guys seem like, and the so-called overnight success. And whether it's wrestling or any endeavor, there's no such thing generally that the people that look like that or have put in a lot of time and have lugged a lot of gear, played countless library shows.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of that.
On the podcast, John and I talk quite frequently about what we like to term the talent myth. And a book by Jeff Colvin that came out a couple years ago, which we've referenced on the show a lot, is called Talent is Overrated. And the purpose of this book shows that even athletes that appeared to have been genetically superior, when you look at the amount of time and practice that went into them achieving what they've achieved, talent is the least of what contributed to their success. So I think it's a great lesson to say, okay, here's Recess Monkey, a decade in, and they're still playing 100 shows a year, trying to hone their craft.
Right.
And you're right, it's comparable to one of the other examples in the book was, and I'm blanking on the name right now, Chris Rock. And that before he puts any material on television or on one of his specials, he at least 50 different times workshops it at stand-up clubs that he just shows up to do open mics or improvs or whatever. So there's no chance when he's going on to Showtime to do a special, it's going to flop. He knows that material's ready. But you're right, people just assume, it's overnight. You've taken this creative outlet and made it what it is. They don't always realize what went into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really, I think I'm fortunate to have a father who was really musical and helped have instruments around. A brother who gave me access to he didn't actually give me access to his record collection, but, he left the door unlocked, so when he wasn't at home, I could get in and play his records. He knows that now, so it's okay. And a mom who, though, she just declares that she sang woefully out of tune and had no musical impact on me. She sang to me, which I think is one of the most important things that especially parents can do with kids. So I had all that background, but really it's been the result of a lot of hard work and work that started way before Recess Monkey too. So. Oh, absolutely.
That's been between music and art, and heavy duty endurance running.
Yes.
That's the passions in your life, which nothing matters unless you have something that you care about, and you're passionate about. Yeah. So switching it over to the educational realm a little bit, I can guarantee you there's principals listening to this or assistant principals just entering the profession who are thinking, all right, here's this guy I'm listening to on the podcast, this Drew Holloway person who I know is an elementary teacher and an art teacher. How do I get someone like that on staff? How do I find that type of person? So what's the answer to that? If you put yourself, Drew, in the shoes of a principal, someone looking to hire, how do you find Drew Holloway and how do you get that kind of talent?
Well, I think I myself kind of looked out, finding a school that was a great fit for me in Seattle, University Child Development School. It's where I've worked since 2000.
And they're on Facebook.
They are on Facebook and on the web at ucds.org. And I think I'm not sure to answer the question exactly, but I think if I came upon it now and saw the creativity and collaboration and ownership that is given to the staff and faculty, that would be very exciting to me and make me want to work
pursue
there.
A place like that.
Yeah, that we're really valued for what we bring uniquely to the team, and it is a team, and that no one teacher is responsible for having to fill all the boxes, so to speak. That you bring a unique perspective and set of skills, and you're asked to use them, there's so much of that that's different from what I do well at the school that it really, I think, serves kids tremendously.
And again, that speaks to motivation, and we call it it's a Daniel Pink, autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And those three things are what guide and influence people in the 21st century, and that's exactly what you just described in that environment. So So I guess a big piece of it is creating a school culture where there is a reputation and it'll attract someone like you, to want to work there to a large degree.
Yeah.
Because it's an eclectic mix you bring to the table with those types of things. Mm-hmm. So we'll hit you with one political question, and then we'll wrap up with if you have any funny stories or anything to share. But obviously, we're living in the age of accountability. Education is very heavily focused on assessing teachers based on the achievement of their students. Sure. Standardized testing's big, and admittedly, I'm a fan of accountability. I think it's important. I think it's good for us to chart progress. However, the areas that tend to suffer are the areas that aren't tested. The arts seem as though they are under fire. Not so much in the communities where I work, where we're well funded and we have a strong, robust a base for our musicals and things like that. But across the country,
sure,
the focus isn't there. So, what's your opinion on the current political climate in the United States?
Yeah, well, I can distinctly remember daydreaming while taking Stanford 9 or whatever it was that I was required to take, and maybe just bubbling in without really thinking about what the questions were, and maybe that's why I'm off making music and art right now. But I think in terms of testing and accountability, I think no one size fits all, and I think sometimes the systems are so big that it doesn't allow for real individuality, whether we're talking about just individual kids in a school or for schools themselves to really work on their own identity, to be linked up to these bigger groups, and everyone having to jump through the same set of hoops that can, I think, hinder just nurturing and coaching kids ultimately, and I think there are a lot of schools out there that work with a lot of constraints and are able to serve kids super well, but in terms of testing, I think I'm generally more a fan of like a portfolio based
authentic assessment.
Yeah, and kids being responsible for their own learning too. And certainly we're working tirelessly, right, as teachers, putting a lot of extra time and effort in above and beyond. But that that kids' work can stand for itself, and that they, as they age and mature, that they can speak to it too, and be able to set goals and take ownership of their learning, because ultimately when they leave whatever school they're leaving, or that's what they have with them, right? They, in terms of knowledge and facts and things like that, in this world right now we have access to so much at our fingertips,
right.
And a lot of the stuff that you and I learned throughout school we could find out in a nanosecond if we wanted to and needed that information,
yeah.
Right? So
Google it.
Right. So, I think for sure there are big changes afoot, and will continue to be. But I think kids being able to be creative, collaborative.
More Drew in a minute, but let's get some more Recess Monkey. This one is the title track from their new album called Wired.
I'm feeling so wired. I'm so inspired. My feet are on fire. Wired. I'm scaling the walls and I'll keep climbing higher. Nothing's gonna slow me down. Eat 3 bowls of the sugar squares, and do you wanna make a bet that I could carry the car to school and not even break a sweat? I'm all hyper crazy, twitchy, fun today. Oh, I'm wired. I'm so inspired. My feet are on fire. Wired. scaling the walls, and I'll keep climbing higher. Nothing's gonna slow me down. Take me out for some dinner, and I'm one step in front of you. A scoop or two of ice cream, wash it down with tiramisu. I'll be hanging from the pulpit till 10:30. Oh, I'm wired. Oh, I'm wired. Nothing's gonna slow me. Nothing's gonna slow me. Nothing's gonna slow me down. Now it's just not kids sneaking Halloween candy. The grown-ups do too. So watch your moms and daddies. They sneak chocolate chips when they think that no one's looking in their coffee drinks. Those things will get you cooking. Yeah, yeah. We're all wired. We're so inspired. Great balls of fire. We're wired. Now race down the track till you got some flat tires. Nothing's gonna slow me. Nothing's gonna slow me. Nothing's gonna slow me down.
So, favorite Recess Monkey song? I'm going with Sack Lunch, followed closely by Backpack, which I know is very early, but I'm a traditionalist. I stick with what got me to the game. I listen over and over and over again. Pick one. You got 11 albums now. It said 10 or 11. You're on 10.
We've just released our 11th album, Wired, and it's kind of gadget rock. So it's really a tribute to kids who like to make stuff. So there's songs about Legos.
Ooh, okay, that's big.
Playing with duct tape.
Awesome. Yeah,
dioramas, which I remember making one. I can't remember what grade it was. I in the song it's third grade for some reason that sticks out to me, but it may not have been that. But dioramas are on there, plus a whole other range of songs that kind of celebrate some of what my kids are going through, including getting orthodontia. So.
Dentistry. It's always
important. One of my favorite newer songs is called Braces, and just kind of both from the kid perspective and parent perspective of what they're about to get into.
Okay.
And some of that fear that has been passed on from kid to kid or parent to parent, whether it's actual physical pain or the pain of the checkbook.
The wallet. All right, so the new album, Wired, some definitely good songs on there, and maybe tomorrow night we'll be able to get some crowd reaction to some of the stuff that's happening and kind of working into the podcast. However, most people would think I'm probably just weird and trying to to look at their children or something crazy, so I might stay away from that. We'll see how that plays out. Any other Recess Monkey related information you want to give us? A Twitter handle? We know the website now. The new album's called Wired.
Yeah.
Download it on iTunes, right?
You can, yeah. It's available all over the web, iTunes, Amazon. You can get it through our website as well. You can listen to the whole thing for free on places like our website, or it's on Spotify and other things like that. So you can test run it, and then if you want to purchase certain songs or the whole album, we'd love you for it. And we make tons of videos. We just released a really fun one for Brick by Brick, which is all about playing with Legos, and it features myself in an actual X-Wing fighter made out of Lego. So I would highly recommend checking out some of the videos.
Is that as good as you wearing a burlap sack going around Washington, D.C.?
Oh, maybe not, but it's pretty close.
Sack lunch?
Yeah. It's a classic.
So final question. And then if you can share any stories or anything you'd like to throw out if you have anything. But what would happen if at the show at Longwood Gardens, if let's say Sack Lunch wasn't being played and someone started yelling inappropriate things in the crowd about what's going to happen if you don't play Sack Lunch? Signs that might say "Play Sack Lunch" or "We Riot," things like that. I mean, is there room for that at a kiddie show?
Oh boy. Well, I'm sure we'll be meeting with folks from Longwood for the show, and we'll have a definite security plan in mind. for potential rioting from the audience. But I think we can take care of it by putting sack lunch on the list.
Or backpack. I mean, either one I'm good with.
All right.
Because backpack does mention Optimus Prime.
It's true. Yoda's
in there as well.
Yeah.
There's on my drive to work. It's mainly one road, and John as well, my partner. So we were driving in together one day, and when I'm not the one driving, you notice things on the side of the road.
Yeah.
There's a shop we pass every day, and we always notice the dog that's outside the shop, like an auto mechanic shop. Mm-hmm. But there's an old truck that was then parked outside an old rig. Looks just like the original Optimus Prime from '84, with the flat front.
The only Optimus
The
Prime.
only Optimus Prime, correct. And it's yellow. So we're seeing all these commercials for the new Transformer movie, and Mark Wahlberg working on like this beat-up Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So John and I have been debating whether or not we want to pull up a lawn chair next to this truck and start talking to it. Because what if it's the real Optimus Prime?
It's true.
You got to wonder about Transformers. I don't know how it's really got off on a tangent. So, anything you want to share there, Drew? You know, we don't get together much. It's been a long time. So, anything you want the listening world to know, or
I'm just over the moon sitting here, as Nick said already. One of my favorite places with one of my favorite people, and another favorite person close by, where lots of great memories were made. I mean, we used to eat lunch here and then wait around long enough to eat again.
Yeah.
So getting the chance to come back and not have to race off, but have some time to hang out and see some old haunts. Take a walk through McKegg's Nature Center, right next to where I went to elementary school. It means a lot. So.
Well, it's good to have you on the show. We'll definitely do it again. Maybe get Jack and the whole gang on board. We can Skype it in, or do an interview maybe following the tour and get a follow up on how everything went there.
You bet.
All right, so this has been Drew Holloway from Recess Monkey. Download the new album now. It's called Wired. iTunes, Amazon, anywhere you can find Kindie music. Right?
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, and we'll be right back with more of the Rockstar Principles podcast.
Thanks for helping RSP top the charts in the Edu podcast world. Keep it real with Twisted Steel and School Appeal.